Archaeologists are currently excavating an acropolis in Cumae, a former Greek colony in Italy. Within a sealed tomb, they stumbled upon a 2,000-year-old mural that provides new insights into the forgotten history of this ancient Italian city. Italy has been a cultural melting pot since the arrival of the Phoenicians in the 10th century BC. While the Romans dominate history books, various civilizations have left their marks on this region. In the 8th century BC, as the homeland of the ancient Greeks faced crises such as climate change and famine, they spread out to colonize and trade with other lands, resulting in Greek settlements in Sicily and the Italian peninsula. Over time, Rome's growing power absorbed Italy's Greek colonies into their empire, but Greek culture thrived in Italy for many centuries. The Greek colonists from the island of Euboea arrived on the coast of present-day Campania, just 15 miles from Naples. They were drawn to a fertile patch of land between the ocean and established the colony of Cumae around 750 BC. Despite evidence of previous Bronze Age and Iron Age settlements, Cumae became the Greeks' first settlement on Italy's mainland. They flourished economically and politically, expanding their reach into neighboring territories. Cumae's influence extended along the Campania coast, and Greek culture firmly took hold on the Italian mainland. The UB alphabet, which eventually evolved into the Latin alphabet, originated from this region. The richness and power of Cumae were admired during its peak. However, Cumae faced adversaries, particularly the Etruscans who lived in Tuscany. The two civilizations often clashed, but Cumae eventually emerged victorious. In 421 BC, the Oscans of Campania conquered Cumae, eradicating many aspects of Greek culture, including the language. The city then fell under Roman rule in 338 BC, becoming a quiet outpost on the fringes of the empire. From the 1st century BC, Cumae experienced a revival as wealthy Romans sought coastal retreats in the region. The city grew in size, surpassing its ill-fated neighbor Pompeii. While Pompeii was devastated by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, Cumae remained largely unharmed, experiencing only a slight dusting of ash. Ancient Cumae was divided into two parts: the fortified Acropolis and the lower coastal settlement. Over the years, the city's occupants left their marks, resulting in the presence of temples, a stadium, baths, and an aqueduct. For 450 years, the citizens of Cumae lived relatively peacefully. However, the Gothic Wars in 535 brought new conflicts to the region. In 1205, Cumae was destroyed. Nevertheless, the city was never entirely forgotten, and artists and archaeologists continuously visited the ruins. Excavations began as early as the 17th century, unearthing remarkable treasures. The ruins of Herculaneum were discovered in 1738, followed by Pompeii a decade later. While attention shifted to these sites, Cumae suffered from looting, with countless artifacts stolen from the unprotected site. Official excavations started in 1852, uncovering various sites such as the Masseria del Gigante Amphitheater, the necropolises beneath the city, the Temple of Apollo, the Temple of Jupiter, and the Crypta Romana, a military tunnel, the Cave of the Sibyl, a grotto where a famous oracle made prophecies, was also uncovered. Despite facing challenges such as looting, archaeologists persevered, conducting excavations throughout the 19th and 20th centuries. Cumae's ancient past slowly emerged, providing valuable insights into the history of the region. The ongoing excavation of Cumae's Acropolis in Italy has unveiled a 2,000-year-old mural, shedding light on the city's forgotten history. While Rome dominates historical narratives, various civilizations, including the Greeks, have left their imprints on this region. Cumae, as the first Greek settlement on Italy's mainland, flourished economically and politically, influencing the surrounding territories. Despite facing adversities from the Etruscans and later falling under Roman rule, Cumae experienced periods of prosperity. Over time, the city declined, suffered destruction, and faced looting. However, archaeologists have worked diligently to uncover the rich history of Cumae, unearthing valuable artifacts and uncovering ancient sites. Through these excavations, Cumae's significance in the cultural and historical landscape of Italy has been reaffirmed. The Cumaean Sibyl was renowned as one of the most famous oracles. It is believed that she wrote her prophecies on leaves and left them at the entrance of her cave. She was associated with the underworld and may have used nearby tunnels to recreate the river Styx. In the early 21st century, a team of French researchers led by Francis Jean-Pierre Braun and Priscilla Munzi from the French National Center for Scientific Research arrived in Cumae. They excavated the site of one of the city's ancient necropolises, which had been part of a developed area with roads and a Greek sanctuary. The archaeologists discovered hundreds of tombs carved into the rock beneath the city. Among these tombs were vaulted spaces that had been used as burial chambers. The chambers were constructed from a local volcanic rock known as tuffo. Interestingly, the tombs were sealed with a single large rock, providing easy access to the interior. Although the tombs had been victims of looting in the 19th century, the archaeologists still managed to recover relics, including human remains and funerary goods. Based on these findings, the team determined that the chambers had been in use around the 2nd century BC and belonged to high-ranking members of Roman society. Most of the tombs discovered in the Cumae Acropolis were painted with white or red paint. However, in June 2018, the team uncovered a chamber with an elaborate painting. The mural depicted a naked servant holding a silver jug and vase, while other elements such as a cithara, amphora, and table were also painted, suggesting a banquet scene. Traces of missing figures of guests and landscapes remained. The presence of such a mural indicated that the occupants of the tomb were part of Cumae's elite. The high quality and vibrant colors of the mural added weight to this idea. While there appeared to be 3 separate beds in the tomb, further research is needed to confirm the number of individuals buried there. The mural's content has drawn attention, particularly due to its nudity. However, nudity was more normalized during Roman times, and artwork with sexual themes was not uncommon among high-ranking members of society. Herculaneum in Pompeii, for example, revealed preserved art with sexual depictions. Some pieces were considered so shocking that they were locked away, while others were exhibited with parental guidance warnings. The mural from Cumae, on the other hand, might have been seen as unfashionable rather than scandalous, as it showcased a style popular 2 centuries earlier. The motif of the banquet was common in ancient tombs, but this was the first tomb in 2nd century BC Campania to depict it. It is unclear whether the inhabitants were behind the times or if the tomb's designer had a particular fondness for food and wine. The mural was an early addition to the tomb and was not added later. It belonged to the constructive phase of the tomb, indicating that at least one burial had taken place before the artist painted it. The necropolis continued to be used until the early medieval period, coinciding with the Gothic Wars. The mural has been removed from the site for preservation and is being reassembled piece by piece. Ongoing research will provide a fuller understanding of the mural's story. Subscribe for more updates.